Hello, my friends. Hi! It's Miss Mo from Miss Mo's Vegan Kitchen. I promised you that I would teach you how to make crepes, so I have it down on the bowl. I hope it's okay like that. There. Okay, so we are starting with Bob's Red Mill All-Purpose Baking Flour. I either use this one or I use the 1-to-1, and I really like the way that the pancakes or crepes turn out with this flour because it has a nice consistency. I didn't realize there was a spoon in there. So, super important that you sift your flour. I told you that already in my other video, but I will tell you now so that you realize how important it is. So 1.5 cups of flour. I was going to have everything ready in like little cups to just put it in, but then I thought, well, you wouldn't see the ingredients that I use. So that didn't make any sense. 3 tablespoons of brown sugar. I'm just using Atlantic. Hopefully you can see that. Atlantic. So there are some sugars that are not vegan, believe it or not. They're made with bone char. But in Canada, Atlantic is vegan as well as Red Path. And I often will buy organic because it's just so much better. So there's 1. 2, sorry, I'll try not to clink the bowl. It's going to make a lot of noise anyway when I use the whisk, so maybe turn your volume down for this one. 3 tablespoons of brown sugar. 1 teaspoon of baking powder. This is Purist brand. And as you can see right on it, aluminum-free, corn-free, wheat-free. So it's super important as a celiac to have something that is certified. And there are a few brands out there, so I mean, it's not important if you get this brand, but at least get one that is certified. So we need a teaspoon of this. So I'm measuring it for you today because I know it's awfully hard for me to just say, okay, throw that much in or that much in. And obviously you can't judge how much it is. So a teaspoon of baking powder, a pinch of salt, which is usually, you know, that many shakes. And today we are going to do pumpkin pie spiced just because I feel like it. So I'm not measuring this. Just gonna add that much. Okay, so we have our dry in our sieve. We're going to sift it. Do you like crepes? I seriously love crepes. We used to go to different crepe restaurants before I was vegan, and I was missing that when I turned vegan. And I thought, you know, I really need to make a recipe that is quite similar to the original, because sometimes when you substitute ingredients in a recipe, it is nowhere near the original non-vegan version. So it does take a lot of tweaking sometimes, but if you are determined, you will get it. So you play around with the recipe, you try one thing, if it doesn't work, you try another, and believe me, I have had some serious fails. Oh my goodness. Never be afraid to fail in the kitchen. No, 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 no. Just be excited that you're trying something new. So as you can see, I'm not sure if you can see, but the brown sugar is larger than the holes in my sifter, sorry. So, or sieve, I'm going to push it through, and that way there won't be any lumps, because you do not want lumps in your crepes. It's super important that they are smooth. Something just jumped out. The brown sugar crumps just dumped out. So I'm just pushing it against the side. All right. There's our dry ingredients. So now we're just gonna whisk that. Ta-da. And now for our wet. This is going to seem very odd to be adding this to crepes, but believe me, you need it. Olive oil. Straight up olive oil. You only need a tablespoon. but it makes a huge difference. I mean, you're more than welcome to use other oils, but you will find that it doesn't have the same richness. It's super important to use the brown sugar as well because it gives that kind of caramelly flavor, which is so darn good. So we need a tablespoon of this. And then we need a tablespoon of vanilla. Because I'm using, we always buy premium vanilla. So if you're using vanilla extract, this is Elixir. This is one of the ones that came from Mexico. It's from Merida, Yucatan, Mexico. So I don't even need a tablespoon. I don't know why I used the tablespoon. I guess because it was already had the oil in it. So, but I mean, if you want to not waste any of your vanilla, look, perfect way to do it is to put it in the one that just had the oil in it, because then everything comes out. And now you are using your milk. I have Silk Soy unsweetened, and you can use anything for this, any kind of alternative milk, it's fine. So you're just going to do 2 cups of this. As you can see from me pouring it, maybe, it's kind of thick. So sometimes you need a little bit more, but you'll know as you're whisking. And the batter is super thin. So now you're just going to whisk it together. You can absolutely do this. Oh, you're falling. Oh my gosh. Sorry. Okay, you're back. So you can absolutely do this the night before. You can do it the morning of, but it doesn't have the same flavor because it gets all nice and married together, and it tends to have less lumps if you leave it overnight too. Even though you have sifted it and everything, there can still be lumps. So there you go, folks. I'm going to go like this. I'm going to lift you up. I had you taped to a box so that hopefully you wouldn't fall. But it is very thin. No ribbons at all. It's just like milk. Like there's no difference than the frothy milk. So you just whisk it really well. And then I just pour it in a mason jar and store it overnight in the fridge. In the morning, you cook it up like I showed you the other day. I hope you enjoy vegan, gluten-free crepes with me. Thanks for watching. I love you. Keep smiling.